Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to start new topic. Before that, we have a do not question. Simplify the expression. To be able to simplify rational expression, the first thing you need to do is you try to get factored form of each expression. For example, x squared minus 2x minus 8. How am I going to factorize this? You can find that what are the multiple? Negative 4, positive 2. So which means that x minus 4 times x plus 2 over, what about this? If you get the greatest common factor, you will get 2 times x squared minus 4x minus 12 divided by x squared minus 9x plus 20. If you find the factor of positive 20, when you multiply, you will get 20. When you add them up, you are supposed to get negative 9x. X minus 4 times x minus 5. What about this, ladies and gentlemen? You need to get 2 factor of 30, negative 6, negative 5. X minus 6 times x minus 5. You can find the result by using keep change flipped method. X minus 4 times x plus 2 over, when you factorize this, you will get negative 6 and positive 2. 2 times x minus 6 times x plus 2, change, and then flipped. X minus 6 times x minus 5 over x minus 4 times x minus 5. If you simplify the common factor, x minus 5 and x minus 5 will be cancelled. X minus 4 will be cancelled. X minus 6 will be cancelled. X plus 2 will be cancelled. What is left in numerator is 1 over what is left in denominator is 2. 1/2 is the answer of this rational expression. Today we are going to learn law of sines. Before giving the law of sines formula, I'm going to prove this. So let me graph an altitude. Let's say that this altitude is h. I am going to use these two angles. Can you please tell me what is the sine A? Sine function can be calculated opposite over hypotenuse, which is h over b. If you use cross multiplication to find h is going to become b times sine A. Same thing, if we find sine b opposite over hypotenuse, if you use cross multiplication, h is going to become a times sine b. As you see here, both expressions are equal to same variable, so which means that b times sine A is going to become equal to a times sine B. If we divide both sides by a and b, you will get sine A over A is going to be equal to sine B over B. What does that mean? Ladies and gentlemen, the length of each side is proportional with sine of its opposite angle. So law of sine is sine A is proportional with A is equal to sine B over B, sine C over C. You can also find the law of sine in this way as well. A over sine A is equal to B over sine B is equal to C over sine C. Each angle is proportional with its opposite side. Let's find these answers. We have a triangle NPQ. NPQ. The measure of angle N is 105 and opposite side of angle N is 12, which is side N. Opposite of angle P is 10. What is the nearest to the nearest degree? What is the measure of angle Q? This is what I'm looking for. To be able to find this angle, you need to first find this measure of angle. How? Let's say that, because I know the side, I know the opposite angle, I know the side, and I'm going to find, first I'm going to find measure angle P by using law of sine. We know this, each side is proportional with sine of its opposite angle. So 12 over opposite, what is the opposite angle is 105. Sine 105 is going to be equal to 10 over sine P. If you use cross multiplication, you will get that 12 times sine P will be equal to 10 times sine 105. To be able to get the P, divide both sides by 12. Then you will get sine P is equal to, you can also simplify by 2, 5 over 6 times sine 105. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you are going to find measure of angle, we need to use inverse of trigonometric function. If you use the inverse of trigonometric function, measure angle P is going to become sine inverse 5 times sine 105 over 6. You can use graphing calculator. Let's do this. Arc sine 5 times sine 105 over 6. Then you will get that this is going to be, because of the to the nearest degree, I am going to get 54. This is the measure of angle P. This is 54. Can you please tell me what is the measure of, some of the measure of interior angles of a triangle, which is 180. If you add them up, 54 plus 105 plus measure angle Q, which is equal to 180. If you add them up, you will get 159 plus measure angle Q is equal to 180. When you subtract 159 from both sides, measure angle Q is going to be equal to 21. And this is your answer. For the second part of the question, what is the length of the side Q here? Let's say that X round to the nearest tenth of a unit. All right. So we are going to use the law of sine again. What am I going to do? Let me draw the triangle one more time. This is angle N, P, Q. I know that this is 10, 12. I know these sides 54, 105, and we just found 21. Now I'm going to find X. I'm going to use the angle N and its opposite side 12, Q and opposite side, its opposite side X, by using law of sine. Remember that 12 over sine 105 is equal to X over sine 21. When you use cross multiplication, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to find that 12 times sine 21 will be equal to X times sine 105. To be able to find X value, divide both sides by 105. then you will get that x is equal to 12 times sine 21 over sine 105. If you use graphing calculator, 12 times sine 21 over sine 105, which is equal to the nearest tenth, the answer is going to be 4.5. This is your length of the side Q. Next, in the triangle CDE, the length of the CD is 8, the length of the D is 6, and measure angle C is 30. What is the measure of angle E here? And find the answer to the nearest degree. All right. Remember law of sine. Each length of the sine, each length of the side is related with its sine of its opposite angle. So 6 over sine 30 is going to be equal to 8 over sine angle E. If you use cross multiplication, you will get 8 times sine 30 will be equal to 6 times sine angle E. After that, divide both sides by 6. You will get sine E is going to become 8 times sine 30 over 6. Remember that to be able to find the measure of angle, we need to use inverse of trigonometric function. Before that, I'm going to simplify this by 2. You will get 4 over 3. Now, measure angle E is going to become inverse of sine function 4 times sine 30 over 3. To be able to get precise answer, don't find the sine 30 over here. Don't convert it. At the end, if you substitute all this information into calculator, you are going to get accurate answer. Let's find out. Inverse of sine function 4 times sine 30 divided by 3. Now, then your measure of angle is going to be equal to the nearest degree. That's why the answer is 42. This is your answer. Amaya is flying her Zeppelin balloon. The string is 90 feet long. So this is 90 feet. And the angle of elevation to the balloon from the ground is 60 degrees. So this angle is 60 degrees. Across the park, Rachel is watching the balloon. Here, Rachel is here. Which is between Rachel and Amaya. The angle of elevation from Rachel's feet is 75 degrees here. How far apart are Amaya and Rachel standing? So this is a question. This is Rachel. This is Amaya. So it says that how far apart are Amaya and Rachel standing? So this is the question, X. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to apply the law of sine, we need to find this angle first. What is the sum of the interior angles of a triangle, which is 180? So let's say that this is alpha. Alpha plus 75 plus 60, which is equal to 180. If you add them up, alpha plus 135, which is equal to 180. If you subtract them, alpha is going to become 45. I found this angle. Now I need to find the distance between the Amaya and Rachel. How? I am going to use this angle and this side, and this angle and this side by using law of sine. According to law of sine, x over sine 45 is going to become equal to 90 over sine 75. Now if you use a cross multiplication, you will get x times sine 75 is equal to 90 times sine 45. To be able to find the x, divide both sides by sine 75. Then you will get x is equal to x is equal to 90 times sine 45 over sine 75. You can use calculator. 90 times sine 45 over sine 75. Then you will get that the distance between the Rachel and Amaya is to the nearest tenth. That's the reason 65.9 is your answer.